Hi. I hope you're feeling good this day. Today I wanted to talk about astrology and how it can get us stuck in a certain pattern of thinking. Don't get me wrong, I love astrology. I really do. It's a very useful tool to understand our personality and to understand our ego. First of all, most people in the world, they mostly focus on the star sign, on the sun sign, which means that we are putting ourselves in a very limited position, basically, because the sun sign is mostly, just one aspect of who we are. We were born in a certain time, in a certain place, and at a certain date, right? We have 12 different planets in 12 different aspects, and we have also 12 different houses. So we're basically much more complicated than just our sun sign or our moon sign or our rising. Most astrologers today, they say that your most important aspects in your birth chart is your sun, moon and rising signs. And yeah, they are a big part of your personality, but in reality we are so much more. In reality we are not even anything of that, because we are just awareness. That's the truth of who we are. I'm recording myself. So in astrology we have 12 different planets and we have 12 different houses, and all of these placements is also in different angles. Yeah, if you're a sun sign Virgo and your moon sign is in Scorpio, I'm taking myself as an example here, then you're like this and this, but in reality we have so many different aspects and so many different angles on our personality, which means that our ego and our personality is a very complex matter. Our soul, our essence, our awareness is not really complex at all. It's just this. It's just this. We don't really have to dive deeper into that. It's who we are, it's who we truly are. It's just an essence of presence. It's just the awareness of experience everything that we are going through. And also, except of astrology, we have our name, which means we have our first name, our middle name and our last name. Each letter that we have in our name is a vibration. So everything is just coming down to vibration. It's not only like astrology that is shaping our personality and is shaping our ego. It is astrology, how the stars were aligned when we were born, but it's also the name that we're giving, and therefore when we're giving a name or when we're getting a name, we are getting a vibration. And then, except the vibration, we also have the stories that we are going through, the experiences that we are going through in our life. It shapes us of who we are also. Astrology is a great tool to understand the essence of our personality and the essence of our ego. We are always encountering numbers in our lives also, but numbers can change, and we can change our name also, and that's why we can see certain people in our life kind of change their personality when they change name also, because name is also a vibration and everything is a vibration. Everything is a vibration. I also believe that we can have memories from past lives that can be brought into this existence or this life that we're living now, and which also shapes who we are. And it can be both karmic, it can be karma that we haven't really dealt with completely in the past life, and then we need to really complete the karma in this lifetime. Some maybe attributes, for an example, my grandma, she's really good at cutting hair. She's been good at cutting hair since she was a child, but she never learned how to cut hair. She was just good at it from a gift that you were born with, basically. But I don't really think that we're just magically born with a gift. I think in maybe another life we have worked and we have practiced the ability, and therefore we have already mastered the ability or the thing that we did in our past life, and then we take it with us in this lifetime. So I mean, astrology is a really good tool to help us understand our ego and to help us understand why we do certain things and why we behave in certain ways, and it can help us to understand ourselves better, but it's not who we truly are, basically. And we are so much more complicated than just putting ourselves in a sun sign or moon and rising. It's limiting, like it's a very limiting thinking pattern of, like it's a very limited thought, or it's just like a 1% of who you actually are, or who your ego is, basically, what your personality is during this lifetime. It's so much more. It's so much more complicated. But in essence of who you truly are, your soul, your light within is just pure awareness, and it's just pure innocence and love and compassion. You know, that's why so many people say we are unconditional love, we are divinity, every one of us, because that's the true essence of who we are. But our personality kind of shapes our ego, and that's why astrology is kind of a tool for us to understand our personality and understand our ego, and also numerology, for an example. So the mystery of numbers, and also, you know, the stories or the experiences that we go through, they also shapes our personality, our ego during this lifetime. But in essence, that's not who we truly are. That's not the truth. And, you know, understanding ourselves, it is so complicated because we are all of these different vibrations. But our true essence of who we truly are, our soul, it's not at all complicated. It's very easy. It's not something that we need to dive deeper into, because it just is. It's just awareness. It's just presence. And this is who we truly are. But when we are in this dense world of this reality, when we are in this world, we have this ego, or we have this personality who kind of shapes on what we say and what we talk about, how we think, how our mind works, also our body, and how we see the world. Basically, it's our ego or our mind. Is kind of how our perception of the world is from our mind. But the truth, the real truth, it just is. What is the meaning of life? It doesn't really have an answer to that. It just is. It doesn't need to have a meaning, but our mind really wants to understand, or ego wants to understand, like, why am I here, or what is the purpose of my life? And that's why we can use astrology or numerology or psychology. Because in a way, astrology is a psychology, and numerology also. That's why also there's so many people out there, like, I don't really connect with my sun sign. I don't really feel that it's connected to my life. I don't resonate with this or that. But it's because you're so much more, like, your personality and your ego is so much more. And it's a beautiful and very cool thing, I believe. Like, we have all of this, we have this ego, we have this personality, and I just think it's awesome. It's a miracle. It's a miracle that we have a personality, and that it's so complicated, and it's so in depth, and it's so interesting. I think it's very interesting, you know, self-reflection and self-development in a way, because we can use astrology and we can use numerology to better ourselves and to become a more compassionate and more loving person. But in essence, it's not who anyone is. The truth is that everyone is just love. Everyone is awareness, and everything is awareness. It's not people, it's animals, it's plants, it's everything that is alive. Even a stone is awareness, but it doesn't need to be alive, because the purpose of the stone is not to do anything more than to just be a part of everything. The weather is also alive. The weather is also awareness. The planet is awareness. The universe is awareness. Like, everything in this universe is just pure light. So that's why I think it's very, like, important to think about astrology, and that it's more complicated. It's just more complicated than what we believe and what we think. And especially, like, I do tarot videos, and I do it for the signs, the 12 zodiac signs, so I'm really focusing on that vibration. But in reality, you that's watching this, you can connect to all of my readings on my tarot channel. You can watch whatever sign, and you can resonate with that sign, because maybe you have a big part of your personality in that sign. There's people out in the world that maybe has all of the 12 signs in different aspects, and then we have people who is more water, and they maybe connect mostly to water, and then we have air and earth and fire. So like all of my readings on my tarot channel can actually resonate with your story. It kind of depends on your chart. We get so narrow-minded with our thinking, and we put people into boxes. I don't know really what I'm talking about right now, but I just got this realization that wow, we are so limited with our thinking within astrology because we really put people into boxes and we judge them, or we like them, or we like the attributes by them, or whatever it is, because we're so limited with our mind. Like we are so much more, and our personality is so much more. So like I'm a Leo and Virgo. I'm a cusp in my sun sign, so I was born right between the middle, and I can really feel that I resonate with both Leo and Virgo. I really do it. I resonate with my moon sign, which is Scorpio, and my rising, which is Taurus. Like I really resonate with those, but I can also resonate with Aquarius or Pisces or whoever. But it's not really who I am, and I also have stories. I've gone through shit, I've gone through happiness, I've gone through whatever, like struggles and bliss, as everyone has on this planet, and that kind of shapes us also. And then I have my name, and that's also vibration, which means that also shapes my personality, my ego in this world, and that's the same with you. So it's like, it's so weird to like, that's, I think it's important to realize that astrology is a beautiful tool to understand yourself, better, so you can become a better person, but it's not who you are, and you can also change. It's like a photography of when you were born, but then maybe you're learning stuff and you're going through life and you're going through experiences, and those experiences shapes you also. For an example, maybe you are a Scorpio in your moon, or you're a Scorpio, for an example, this is just an example, and you have these attributes in your chart, but then you go through a life experience, or you meet a person who learns, because everyone we meet is kind of a teacher and a student, everyone we meet all the time. Maybe in the past you were very jealous or possessive. For an example, I've been very jealous and possessive in my life, I'm not gonna lie. I've also let that part of myself go because I've been through experiences with people in my life to help me to let go of those possessive energies, just because I have learned something through my lifetime. And I think that before we are born, we are like in this, we are all just one, and we have this soul, and we say, what do I need to learn now? That's maybe why we are born a certain time and a certain date also, because okay, let's give myself the moon in Scorpio, so I'm gonna be very jealous and possessive in my life, but then I'm gonna meet all of these different people in my life and have all of these experiences, and then I'm just gonna need to let my ego down, because maybe that's why we meet certain people that is very opposite to who we are, because we need to learn a lesson, and we need to learn that. And yeah, I don't know really what I'm talking about anymore, but I think astrology can get you stuck in your mind. It can get your mind in a very narrow thinking, especially if we put everyone in a little box, and like, oh, this person is whatever. They have a hard time commitment or something like that, and this can just change because you're learning things through your life experiences, so you can be more committed to yourself or to other people. We shouldn't put too much energy into astrology, especially if we work with astrology. We should keep an open mind, because it's not who the person is. It's just a glimpse of who the chart, or like the map on who you can understand, but life experiences change people. So when we go through things, it changes people, and we can learn from that. And even though our ego may still be a bit possessive or jealous or whatever, we can still, we have gone through the learning process of it, the teaching of it, and there we can just release our ego in a way, and we don't need to be like that anymore, because we know that it's only our ego, or we know that it was just a lesson. I think I'm gonna end the video now. I think I've got out on my point. Open your mind. Open your mind. We have so many possibilities in our lives, and we have so much magic, and everything is just magic, and we don't need really to overthink so much all the time. That's the point for myself. Sometimes it's it just is. Life just is, and we don't need to dwell deep into the mystery of why or how or stuff like that. We can just enjoy the here and now, and just enjoy our life, and enjoy the presence of just being in nothingness. It's so beautiful. Just enjoy whatever love you feel, or whatever hate you feel, or whatever sadness you feel, and just understand that it's all just very beautiful. Life is very beautiful. Even sadness can be beautiful, because in sadness we grow. Even to be in the dark when we feel that we can't find the light, we will always find the light, because there's always gonna come light from the darkness, always. So yeah, this is everything that I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure what I'm talking about, but yeah, I think you get my point. I think you understand my point. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Embrace it. Go out. Watch the flowers. Watch the sun. Watch the wind. Just observe. And be in your senses. Feel everything. We have this beautiful, beautiful, magical senses. We can touch, we can feel, we can cry, we can smell, and we can taste, and we should just enjoy the... I'm gonna enjoy my senses now. Please subscribe. Have a beautiful day again.